Hey, welcome to the Ring Challenge. Learning targets. I can add and subtract shapes to make new geometry. I can move objects along the XYZ plane. I can rotate objects along the XYZ plane. I can export an STL file for 3D printing on a thumb drive. I can dimension objects along the X, Y, and Z axis and apply those dimensions to the criterion constraints. I can use calipers to measure to the nearest 1/10 of a millimeter. The big question is, how can I design a really cool ring using Tinkercad and a 3D printer? Talk about a fun project. The criteria are here. The goals are, must fit my finger well, can't jiggle around and fall off. It must be captivating and have a personalized design. So you're going to make a design on top of the ring that has something unique. And the ring must be strong enough to withstand wear and tear. Constraints, these are your limits. The diamond cannot exceed 12 millimeters in height and 12 millimeters in width. The ring must be made in 1.5 class periods, and the ring must be placed on the ground where Z is 0. This is important because when you 3D print something, it's best if the object is down on the work plane instead of hovering in the air. Okay, let's get to work. In Tinkercad, you're going to create a new design. And you are going to start by finding a ring. When you drop the ring out on the work plane, you can adjust its thickness. You can also experiment around with tubes and toruses as well. It's up to you. You can also look into using a cylinder and a cylinder hole. Once you have that ring out, you're going to want to grab the calipers, turn them on, and measure the diameter, that's the distance across your ring finger, about where the ring will go. And move the jaws of the caliper around to measure the diameter, that is the distance across here, as best you can to the nearest 1/10 of a millimeter. Which reminds me, we need to edit our grid. So the grid should snap to 1/10 of a millimeter. Okay, make sure that's there. That allows you to snap with a little bit more precision. Once you measure the diameter of your finger, you're going to adjust the diameter of your ring to fit that. So I'm going to hold control and orbit above the ring, and I'm going to try to size my ring so that it is 19.7 millimeters in diameter. So the best way to do that is to make sure that the ring is in the middle of your field of view, that you can get a good view of it, and that you orbit in such a way that you can see the grid lines. Okay, so my ring is 19.73 millimeters across. So what I'm going to do is count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. If I orbit over, it looks like this ring just so happens to fit the diameter of my finger. That's kind of crazy. If it didn't, you would hold the shift button and you would click to change the scale of the ring to match the diameter of your finger. But once you have that, it might be good to hit the lock button, and that'll make it so that you can't that you can't change the diameter while you modify and add on your diamond or whatever it is. And so from here, you can pull out whatever shapes you want, right? And you can combine them using the group function to make the top of your ring. So this is where it gets really, really fun, right? When you're done with your ring, you need to double check and make sure that you met the constraints and that the diamond is not exceeding 12 millimeters in height or 12 millimeters in width, and that you actually check those constraints, okay? And we also want you to triple check and make sure they'll actually fit your finger well, all right? And finally, make sure that the ring is going to be strong enough and there are no weak spots in your design where it'll just fall apart, because that wouldn't be any fun. So when you're done with your design, you're going to export it and you're going to save it to the thumb drive, just as we did in the first 3D printing challenge. Make sure that there's no leftover objects on the work plane. Make sure that you group your object together. And this gets a little tricky if you lock something. You might need to unlock your ring once you're done so that you can actually group it together. I locked it so that you wouldn't be able to change its diameter while I was making the diamond portion. So once you have your ring, orbit around and make sure that the ring is where Z is 0. It's down on the work plane. And then you're going to export your STL file. And you're going to drag and drop it onto the thumb drive. And once I have 10 of them, I will print those rings, and I can't wait to see them on your fingers. All right. So once you get the ring, you're going to take a screenshot of it on your finger and upload it to this assignment.